Welcome back to the MoChill Zone, and now more with me, Paul Ferrari.
I just now recently got comfortable with the hearing myself. Over the years, I've heard myself many times, many things, but it sounds like I'm scratching a chalkboard with me in my ear, and so I get to a point where it sounds tolerable to me.
Okay.
And then because sometimes it's that's cool with me. I don't like that. It's a tone that I don't like, and it drives me crazy. I need out of it.
John Lennon hated his
I hate
voice.
it. So yeah. So
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so
Kurt
I-
Cobain hated his voice.
yeah, that's
So it's a very common thing.
That is, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
but that makes sense. Well, you
They
would
call
hear.
it like the uncanny valley thing. Like you probably seen for like
Yeah.
visual,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing in audio. Like where you're not used to hearing your voice, and so like you hear it in a different way than you normally hear it,
And you go.
and you're like
You know,
yeah.
it is interesting because I've heard myself, and I'm sure it's gonna happen
yeah,
on this, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I really sound like that.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not good.
yeah. So it's
Where's
the same
auto
thing.
tune?
Yeah.
Oh, I trust me. I be trying all the Yeah.
So no, there's a lot of famous actors and actresses that say,
Don't watch their stuff.
well, no watch, or were so incredibly nervous before they would go out. They would just, their stomach would be tied up in knots. I don't know. Well, I mean, this is going
I'm
way
always nervous.
back.
Yeah, I'm always nervous. Yeah, every time.
Well,
I'm nervous now, actually, being on camera here.
I've learned, you know what, it's kind of weird to say. I was always nervous, but then I became president of the PTA for my kids' school.
Okay.
And I was forced to give speeches. What I've learned is I cannot write and give a speech.
Really?
Because I will do this.
You just read.
I read,
Yeah.
and I have no idea who's out there, and they don't know what I'm thinking.
And that,
So I have to do the bullet points, and I gotta look out there, and I gotta improv it.
but
And if I don't do it that way, it sucks. But if I do it that way, people go, I really like what you said. I was engaged.
yeah.
I had a public speaking class when I was in high school that got me to where I was able to be in front of people like that. That was, and it taught me to like look at people's foreheads, and so like before, and then and actually I'm more nervous with people like this setting than I am with like thousands of people. I'm like 100,000 people out there. I wouldn't be as quite as nervous. I mean, give me butterflies, but I'm more the intimate setting and more nervous because it's like. I don't know, it's for me. I'd get more nervous like that. You know what I mean? For me.
Well, maybe it's
So-
more exposed.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, no, hey, I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah, neither am I,
can't help
and I'm
it.
trying to be.
Though their couch exists,
Exactly.
I will not.
I don't got couches here. I got some nice couches here.
It's like, I got you.
Yeah, I know. I got you here. Like, what? Tell me why you think this way. Yeah. No, awesome, though, man. So,
So what is it with this thing with your mother? That's that's the
Oh,
joke.
actually, I was actually
yeah.
going, how does he know?
I was like, wow, I
I
can't
don't
you said
remember that
I was like,
ever
whoa,
being
whoa,
out
whoa.
there.
I was like, on the inside, but yeah, now I
That's
know.
it, Freudian.
I know what you're talking about. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking
man.
about.
Well,
Please clarify.
Yeah, it's,
Make sure you clarify what you're talking about. So please clarify. Yeah.
I want to kill you.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, please clarify. Okay?
Yeah,
I don't want your mom to kill us or you know what I mean. But please
No,
clarify. Yeah.
that's a Doors reference.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad.
Well, I know he does. I've edited it. I've seen it. I've even heard the B-roll. There was never any bad blood.
Shout out, Jerry. Shout out, Jerry. Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was actually. Well, being married to a mental health worker, I was like, that's what I was like, what?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
That's what like, that's why I was like, what? Like what?
Yeah.
I'm usually the one people doing a jab like that. I'm usually the one doing that. I'm like, what the hell going on, man?
No, and with my own issues, my own thing, I'm like, does he know? Is there something on the internet I don't know about? Check this thing out.
Now, might have been ruined our interview now. The last thing you hear of MoChill having a nice podcast of audio now. Might have been ruined it. Chilling and ruined it all for everybody.
Yeah, leave it for me. That's how I roll.
Well, I mean, if you have to assume whether I'm serious or not, you should probably assume that it's not.
Go with that first.
If it's gonna be a serious thing, or if I'm making a joke, err on the side of the joke.
You know, there's a track that we were supposed to go on, and we're over there. Sorry.
Hey, we're hanging out. This is what we do on the MoChill Zone. We hang out. It's more not really like a lot of the questions are kind of be like more like to feel comfortable and you kind of be just kind of.
I am
Free,
free. I don't
we don't.
follow a
Yeah, we
script.
don't, and as you can see, we don't too. Sometimes I'm like, I'll fumble over my words, and I'm like asking questions. So you guys know how it is. So yeah. But-
We have a general idea of what we want to talk about, and then we take it where it goes.
Yeah. Let it flow.
Let it flow.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. So I know, like what are you working on currently right now? That you're really happy about.
So the TV show Ballpark Sports Lounge, and that edit is actually
Can you tell people about it when it comes out?
that was a hard one. So this is actually part of the studio class
Okay.
that I did. Part of the studio class that I teach at Access Sacramento, I try to encourage at the last class that we try to put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular class, a student that stood up and said, "Hey, I always want to do a sports show. Let's try it. Let's do this."
Nice.
And so we trained for the weeks to put on this show, and it worked out.
Awesome.
It was one of those. It's like this actually was very natural. He was really good on camera. Knew the question. You could just tell things were falling into place. And even though it was a student-run production, the production did look really well. I mean, there was some editing things I had to do, but outside of that, it actually went well. So, second episode we interviewed Dan Buns, who did the stop of the second. So going way back, 1980s, 49ers. When the 49ers won their very first Super Bowl.
Okay.
It was because of his infamous tackle called the stop.
Right.
I don't know if that sounds familiar, but we interviewed him in Rockland because he lives up there.
Michael was 2 years old by the time.
What's that?
Michael was a year
No,
or two.
I was not
Yeah.
alive then.
89 you were in this.
That was
this
like
is
82.
81 or
81.
82.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my dad and my family was always 49er diehards, and so I grew up when they were not a good team.
Yeah, sure.
And so when they became great, it was a lot of fun.
Sure.
But my wife, we followed more baseball.
Okay.
Still San Francisco, but we follow a lot more baseball.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so I liked it. But I got thrown back into it when we did this interview. So now I'm just trying to get the edits to work. And this one's a lot more challenging.
Mhm.
And so it's taken a lot longer than ever dreamt it would.
Mhm.
It's almost there.
So when's
To
it
release
when's
episode
it coming
2.
out?
So hopefully in about 2 weeks we'll air episode 2.
Nice.
Okay. So
And
y'all
then-
be on the lookout. And when does it come out? What day does it come out?
No, well, it's whenever they release. So how it works at Access, if it's not like you guys, so KUBU radio, you guys have a time slot,
Yeah.
right? And then you can do whatever you want on your own online.
We got TV too, but
Yeah.
we don't have enough people hired. We don't got enough
Well,
people yet.
but frankly, this could turn into a television. We would want to move it to the studio or do something different, but it can't happen, even like this. So in this case, we will try to pick another episode after that. But I'm going to give another list of recommendations. Like, okay, if we're going to have camera, we might want to just leave them static because there's a lot of camera movement.
Mm.
But we were off site, so you didn't have a director.
Mhm.
So technically, I'm the director, but I'm also running audio board, and I didn't
that's a
have
lot.
monitors to see what all the cameras were seeing.
It's a lot of work.
So you
Yeah.
can't say, "Hey, camera 2, I need you to do this."
For sure.
The first one in the studio, you can because they had a monitor. You
Right.
say, "Okay, I need camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, do this." In the field, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So I found out where the cameras were supposed to be and weren't
Mhm.
in editing. Like, okay, now
Wow.
I actually had one situation where the guest was talking for roughly a minute and I had not one camera on him. So
You know about that.
well, thankfully you actually, at least you gave me a wide shot.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
and that helps in some cases.
Yeah, and hopefully you can edit Mott's like a little bit out so that you can see those guys and not me.
I just
seeing
put a
them.
fuzzy face on.
Yeah, let's put a
Close
close
up on
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Close up for Mott's.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
oh,
Director, he's ready
Yeah,
for
you know,
his
I know
close-up.
what that
I'm
meant.
not-
You got the, we can see your nose.
Actually, see, now they already going to want me to go ahead and this be Mott's
This looks
last
like this
episode. This is Mott's last episode of the MoChill Zone, so you will not see him
What about
anymore
this?
now.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I went this way.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
You opened yourself
He was
up.
so nice when I opened the door.
Yeah.
What happened between here and
This
here?
is the last episode. You probably don't see Mott on it, you know what I mean?
It's the hot zone.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I am not trying to be. This show is not about mine. This show is supposed to be about him.
It's the No Chill Zone with
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
No, chill at all.
Yeah, you know?
This guy's got issues.
Yeah. I got issues too, though, so it's all right. Bro.
I'm surprised saying that.
I know I got some issues. Bro, you know?
A Purdue farmer.
You're right.
Yeah, man.
Where can they reach you at? You got a website?
I do have a website, creativevideo.net.
Nice.
I will eventually get to Instagram and Facebook. I have them, just haven't had a lot of time to post on there
Oh,
right
I
now.
get it.
So though the channels exist, creativevideo.net is
Video nothing.
and then
It's all on the page, so you guys can go to the page and get some of that.
yeah, right. All my contact information's on there.
Yeah.
FerrariPonline@gmail.com.
So what's your plan for the future? I want to know, like, before we do get you out of here and do that, what's your plan for the future? What do you see yourself
Space
doing?
travel.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I want to go space travel too. I want to try that.
Mars.
Well, I'm getting a little nervous down here, so I'm like, maybe
Maybe
can I
Mars.
seal up the car? Maybe I can make it a.
As long as they got women there, I'm down. As long as they got women there, I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, the future is actually changing a bit.
Yeah.
I will be going and doing some work at Cap Radio, which is another public media
Shout out
forum,
Cap
which is
Radio.
Shout
Cap
out.
Radio.
If we
And
get
Howard
interviews
Young.
with them, Cap, you know,
Inside.
Cap, holla,
So-
boy.
So we are going to head over there, kind of work with them a little bit. Then I'll be spending time in the evenings, weekends, helping do what I do for you guys, helping
Yeah.
people find their voice, and then probably just taking a camera out and just shooting some stuff.
Nice.
Just shoot some stuff, throw some music behind it, throw it on there, and just have some fun.
Yeah, that was my next question. I know you and I have talked. I know this. I don't know if you want to share it now, but what's really important? You have something that's important to you. You want to actually put out there. So you want to talk about that?
The whole gosh, yeah, that was kind of in the back of the mind. It's a lot of sun today.
Yeah, I see. I mean, that's what I do.
See,
Pull
look
out
at
your-
that. This is what an interviewer does. I
Yeah.
found it.
I found it.
Rabbit in the hat.
So, I did create a website. Well, let's back up. I actually own the domain name. I haven't
Oh,
yet
see,
created a
here you
website.
go.
So there you go. So the domain name is owned. I need to create. It's called Hollywood North Annex. Concept. So when I came to Sacramento, remember back in the '90s, I came here, no film,
Mm-hmm.
and as I worked in access, and the community has really just blossomed these last few years. There's been so much more going on, and it's continually growing. So what I do find though is siloed. I still feel like there's a tremendous amount of talent, but there's not a lot of crossover and communicative effort with talent. So why aren't we pushing more of what we do to Hollywood, saying we are not that far away?
Mhm.
Yes, I understand you're going to bring in your keys, your director, your key DP, your
Sound.
crew. Yeah, those. You're going to have great support crew up here.
Mhm.
You're going to have great extras. You're going to have even some, you could do supporting cast up here. All of it exists if you're supposed to have a location.
A lot cheaper too because you
A
have
lot
people
cheaper. Well, that's the thing. When I was down there, they would, even back in the '90s, oh, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. And look what Canada did with it.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
And
what,
Atlanta.
5-hour, 6-hour drive,
Yeah.
and it's a 45-minute airplane ride.
Yeah. And Atlanta too.
Right.
Yeah.
Everywhere, but why aren't we doing it
And
here?
and 50 Cent doing something in Louisiana now. He's starting to film there. So
Oh, is that Shreveport? Is it?
yeah, Shreveport,
Yeah.
Louisiana, Shreveport. And so I'm glad you're talking about that. So this is what our mantra with the MoChill we're trying to do here is do that here, build a platform, because I don't feel like there's no reason why you're going anywhere else. We got all this talent here in Sacramento, all these amazing actors and dancers and singers and ETC. I can just go on and on. And I hope that I have most of you guys on the show, on our show. That's what we want to do.
Yeah,
That's the purpose. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Okay, yeah. And I agree. I think it is. There's electricians up here. You have the equipment. The equipment exists. Everything exists here. You can produce it, and movies have been produced up here,
Mm-hmm.
but more should.
Sure.
There is absolutely no reason why we can't do more than what we're doing now.
I
So
love that.
I'd like to see that happen.
I love that. So y'all see that? I expect you guys to follow him, Paul, and of course, if you can't reach him, you can reach us always. And if you want to call, you can call Michael's number. I'll give you some 916
He's like, "Well, he just did this."
No.
It no longer works.
No, he was scared for a name there. I thought he was going to drop him, never. No, I wouldn't do that. But seriously, contact.
867-5309.
Yeah.
916-867-5309.
I know, I was trying to think if there was.
Song. Do not call
I
it.
was- Yeah.
You will get somebody really mad at us right now. That is not our. Do not
That
call
was-
the number.
I remember those. I remember the people that actually had the phone number back in the day.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Stop.
I bet you not a lot of people have that phone number anymore.
Whoa.
No, you would be kind of curious to go out and dial it just to see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Call- Stop calling my phone. I am not whoever this person is.
No, they'll just yell, "Go back to the '80s and leave me alone."
So that's a new segment idea. Let us know in the comments if you'd like us to call different area codes and see if they have an 867-5309.
Yeah.
That might be a next segment. That'd be a good call.
You know, it's actually funny you say that because there is somebody that's doing a podcast at Access right now that does just strictly AI. I don't. So you come up with something, they'll type in the AI and they talk about it for. So
Don't place me.
yeah, right.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
can't.
just no.
They can't
you
replace us because you know why? We do something different. We bring people. AI can't bring people
No.
here. So we and we give you a platform to be able to your space. It's about what you got going on. And Mr. Paul here, we appreciate him coming out today because it's like he's giving you an avenue and showing you that you can do what you do and you love it. He has a passion for it and he's good at it. You know what I mean? So that's a really good thing about it, and we appreciate it because like our show wouldn't be where it is without you. It
If
really
you
wouldn't.
need editing, I don't
Just-
know
Thank you.
if he has the time, but if he has time, I'm sure he'd
Yeah.
be
Look,
interested.
I like to see people get something going somewhere. A voice is important, more so now than ever.
Yeah.
A voice is important.
Mhm.
But what you guys are also saying in your show, you want to keep it positive. You're trying to keep it real. You're trying to keep it in a positive light, which is even more important. That's what we said at Access. When I would teach the class, say, we'll put on a show, but here's the rules are, we're not going to be slamming people. We're not, things, we could have our differences. I even think debated type shows can be healthy shows
Absolutely.
if everyone sticks to the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I still have to respect you. I still have to respect you. You have to respect me.
Right.
And that's just the way it is, regardless of where we came from. So,
Yeah.
I think we need
yeah.
more of that. And I think
Yeah.
you provide that, what you do, and we appreciate that because if more people like you doing that is going to bring people together. What you're doing is.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I'll tell you, I can't say enough about Access. Even though there's more work I have to do outside of it, it introduced me to a ton of people. There's a lot of cool shows. I've learned so much more. You know, when I lived in Sacramento way back in the day, it was a small cow town.
Right.
Yeah.
The filming part, how you got aspect of that, your influence, who actually influenced you to get to where you were, the person who actually made you do that, because you obviously had to have a person to do that. And then when you were coming up, know it all.
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing about that. That was that party I went to.
Mhm.
It was just the experience. I went, wow.
Okay, so was anybody in your family who would film
No.
or no one at all? So you never
No.
had no type of thing. You never did any type of acting or
Nope.
in school,
No.
not stage anything like that.
No,
Like
I
Michael.
didn't.
He explained where he got his
No.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So
But still,
It's not always a person.
yeah, I know, but he always.
No, but it's a valid question.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, I ran against the norm.
Mhm.
People who know me say I'm creative, I'm intuitive, I'm an empathetic type of
Right.
individual. I don't know where it came from. I can't speak to that because no one in my family went that direction.
Right.
But what I do know is when I got down there, it just felt like this is the right thing for me to do, and I felt the most comfortable. And why it's that way, I can't explain. It just felt good.
Nice.
So no, I couldn't point to anyone specific and say I'm trying to emulate that.
So when you were younger, you had no idea you were going to this.
No,
field.
What
What did you want to be when you were younger?
My dad wanted me to be in real estate.
Okay, that's
He had
what you
a-
told me.
He had a commercial real estate company, and I was
So
like,
I was in real estate for quite some time
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So.
no, he was in commercial real estate, and he wanted me to be the son that took over his business. And
Yeah.
I know there's a tremendous amount of disappointment when I went a completely different direction,
Yeah.
and I went a way different direction.
Oh, definitely.
it was in more
Going to
ways than
Hollywood,
just,
Dad.
yeah. See you later. Cheers. But like I said, West Hollywood, you meet people.
Yeah.
San Francisco, you meet people. This is
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Who's the most famous person that you've worked with?
Well, so Charles. Well, I did a. So okay, that's the quick story. Then I did a PSA. It was a BBC. I actually tried to find it. I can't find it online because this is like early '90s, and it was the difference between the film industry back in the Ben Hur days versus the modern day, which at that time, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. It was a Harrison Ford movie where he was not Patriot Games, but it was the ending where the boat chase scene where he was
Is it Clear Present Danger?
probably.
Clear
So
Present Danger.
yeah, like I said, I can't remember, but it was that movie. So the reason I remember that is because our first interview was Charlton Heston at his house.
What was it? What's his name in that movie too? Was James Earl Jones in that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
the movie. That's Clear.
Yeah,
Clear
so-
Present
But our last interview was Harrison Ford,
Danger. Okay.
and he had just completed that scene, came from that scene
Wow.
to do the interview.
That's what's up.
Somewhere in my house, I have a Polaroid.
Yeah.
of him,
See,
and I can't find
those
it.
are the things we want to put. So if you get that stuff, we can add it to the show. I want to see pictures of people you've worked with before. That's cool. People like to see that kind of
I
stuff.
gotta find that picture.
You have that.
I do have a, he was such a wonderful, just a really nice, quiet, and I'm sure the guy was exhausted.
Oh
Because he had been, I mean, that was a hard scene.
yeah.
And I actually have to admire a guy like that because he was an A-list actor at
Those
those
don't
days.
seem. Yeah. Cool.
He worked and he decided, I'm still gonna follow through
That's
on his
cool.
commitment to do this interview.
That's really cool.
We also interviewed DeForest Kelly at that time.
Okay.
So Star Trek fan, if anyone knows
Yeah,
about that. So,
definitely.
and what I liked about him is he was thirsty, so he had a little plastic glass of water, a little cocktail glass. There's water, and he stopped the interview right in the middle, looked at camera, for clarification, this is water, it's not vodka. And continue like, I'm not sure anyone really cared, but glad you did that.
Hey, don't you have to get
So,
in That's all we care about, man. Oh, yeah.
No,
That's funny.
it was a lot of fun because that one. So our intermediary guy was called AC Lyles.
Okay.
He was part of Paramount since Paramount began.
Wow.
His office in Paramount, I would probably say, I mean, God, it was so long ago, but it was a decent sized office. There wasn't a square inch on the wall where you could see paint. It was a picture of him
And
with
everybody.
some. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a shrine to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I went, wow. So he was
Cool.
considered like the grandfather of it
Yeah.
at that time. So he's the one that put us in touch with all the people. He's how he was kind of our handler, if you will, on Paramount.
That's cool, right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty big, so most people can't say they did something like that.
Oh, it was. I mean, I know. I wish I could go back. I wish I documented more what I did. But I was young and
Yeah.
having a
And
great
there
time.
was some other
Careless.
stories you shared with me when we were long. That's what you're not sharing. That's all I'm like, I'm trying to get you to share some of the stories and everything too. So you
Those were the cool. I mean, we did a craft commercial. Craft. Cheryl Teagues. And Cheryl Teagues was something like that.
Yes.
I mean, this is this archive stuff. Right?
It's awesome, man. It's
So,
awesome,
but
man.
I know, but Cheryl
Yeah.
Teagues is not a name that people
Yes,
know
it is.
nowadays.
I know very well.
Well,
dude. Cheryl
you and I are the
Teagues,
same age,
yeah. I know.
so that
Yes,
makes
yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Do you know who Cheryl Teagues is? There you go.
Model. She's a model.
Yeah,
She's
she
a very
was.
famous model back there.
Um,
I think, well, no, that's Chrissy Brinkley. He was in Dig.
but she was around the same time.
Yeah, but
Chris-
I'm saying she was at Dig. I'm saying she was Dig, the singer, Uptown Girl, the guy who
Oh
sang
no, Chrissy Brinkley was Billy Joel.
That's Billy Joel. So I wasn't her. So I want to clarify that. That's not her, but
No.
yeah, she was dating somebody pretty famous back then too. But yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, look her up.
Yeah. Yes. Look
Look her up. Look her up. Trust me, you will be very happy if you know me. I'm not sure what she looks like now though, but I'm sure hopefully.
Yeah, you go. But you guys been to Hollywood, right? So you don't know who you're doing.
Yeah, that's from Hollywood.
Well, yeah, that's why I was looking at him. I didn't look at you. I said,
Yeah,
no. There you go again, man.
There you go again. See there. See how they treat me. See, you see how it is. You see, y'all see it now. Y'all see it.
Yeah, no.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think the BBC commercial was the biggest one because you walk on Charlton Heston was playing tennis, and so we got a chance to play a little tennis with him. And I said, I can't play tennis; it didn't work out well for me. But he had his own screening room in his house, and that's where we did the interview there.
Nice.
Just like I'm young in my early 20s from Sacramento. Never. All I knew was what I watched.
Charlton Heston. That's
And you
pretty
get
big.
thrown into that, you're like,
That's pretty cool.
wow.
That's big.
Okay, yeah, right?
Yeah, that's pretty freaking cool, man.
And and it was cool hearing him talk about his experiences and how it really was a creative process.
Right.
And then you do get at that time, the modern time, at And Harrison Ford saying, no, it was a lot more accounting. There is a lot more, where are we at with the budget? What are we gonna do? And I think that's why you see a lot of continued trimming out. It's just easy money.
Right.
It's like print. That did well. Let's redo it again. We already got a template. Easy.
Keep
easy.
doing, keep remaking,
Yeah.
as opposed to writing something new.
Yeah.
That's why I really appreciate what you did, the new, because we got some scripts we're writing, we're gonna do it.
Oh yes.
And eventually we'll do that, but.
You can do the PCS with me. There's
I
other
said
film
that time, man, the
festivals.
time, it's just time to write, that's why I didn't do it, because I was on our album and other things we were doing.
Sure.
And then we're trying to get this podcast off the ground at the time, so.
Well, March. Your deadline's March. Sometime in March, I think the scripts.
I think I can have it ready by March.
So yeah, and that's just one film festival. There's others.
Yeah. I'm ready by March. Maybe we'll have some stuff ready to go by that time, so it'll be cool. Most of you helping us with the editing and everything. Obviously, I don't want. I did this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried to do like a 5-second edit of it, and then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can't do this.
It's
you know what I mean? It's
it's
a tedious task. You know what I mean?
it's hard.
Yeah.
It can be hard,
Yeah.
and it's based on what's going on. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get, and you know, a lot of your movies, a lot of all those, they have a multitude of editors because they'll have somebody scrub the footage, write everything down. They'll have someone making the decision what's gonna stay, what's going on the editing
crazy.
floor, right? So
Yeah.
it's just layers upon layers. But in the indie world, have fun with it. You know, that's what we try to promote. It's independent. Go. We don't do enough. That's the thing. Hollywood does not do enough independent.
Well, we definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate it. I
Like I
appreciate
said,
you guys, man.
yeah, you said I have questions. I got more, but I won't keep you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I will have you back on the show again to some other stuff that we'll talk to you about. More about your endeavors you're going in, more about the filming part that you actually doing. Because there's people out there like right now, commercials that we know. I've actually talked to a few people, and they want commercials now.
Yeah.
And little.
You got to get your name out
So,
there,
yeah.
and it's not necessarily TV commercial for TV.
Right.
It's you got to put it out there on Instagram,
Yes.
TikTok. You got to be on Facebook. You got to have your shorts on YouTube, and
Right.
yeah, it's got to be there.
Right, and so that's the part of it. Yeah, you can help those people
Yeah.
because you do a really good job at doing the editing and making sure that everything's professional. And so that's perfect, man. We like that. So we appreciate
Until
it.
the computer freezes, then you're like, okay.
We can't do nothing about that now.
All right. Well, we
So-
appreciate you
Yeah,
out there
thank you.
too.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning
Thanks
in.
Yes,
so
thank you guys
We
for
will
tuning
catch
in.
you on
And
the
y'all
next
just
one.
Paul, y'all know anytime y'all want to see him, y'all see him again, so don't worry, y'all can write in for the show, we don't want to have him back.
Oh, I'm sure you'll write in.
Yeah,
It's
please
like-
write in.
Yeah.
Call, y'all want
Do
to call?
not put his
And or you
line
call
in.
my phone number at 916. Okay, I'm
All
out
right,
of
we'll
here.
catch you. Peace.
All right.
Thank you for listening to episode 21 of the MoChill Zone podcast. We strive to bring you inspiring, unique, and entertaining stories. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Follow MoChill Productions on Instagram and Facebook for announcements of all our episodes' online release dates.